So a truss in engineering is a structural object composed of members that are long and relatively thin and are joined at each end. And often what you'll be dealing with in statics is what's called a simple truss, where the members are all straight and rigid and they're joined together at the ends with pins. Or in other words, they might be bolted so that they can rotate freely and not cause a moment within those members. Or in other words, there's no bending. These trusses are also planar trusses, or in other words, they're kind of like 2D objects, where they have a height and a length, but their width is really only the width of the member. It's not having members sticking out in the other directions from it. It is basically a 2D object. And so trusses are oftentimes in buildings and especially in houses, and they're made out of wood or metal, and they're used all the time. And so what we do in statics is we analyze those and figure out the forces in each of those members and whether or not they're in tension or compression. And so what that means to be in tension or compression is if we have, say, a member here that might be a bar or a length of wood and it's in compression, well, that means that I'm pushing in on it, and so it is being compressed. And so the internal forces on this beam are going to be pushing out. They're going to be pushing in the opposite direction of how I'm compressing it. And so that will keep it in equilibrium so it doesn't be compressed and just crumple together. And so with tension, it's going to go the opposite way. If I am pulling on this bar, then the internal forces are going to be pulling it back in so that the bar itself doesn't just rip apart, but the internal forces of that bar are pulling it back in as I am stretching it back out. And so that's what it means to be in tension. And so this might seem kind of counterintuitive, where in tension the forces are going in and compression the forces are going out, but remember these are the internal forces, and often what you'll deal with internal forces is that they're going to be in the opposite direction that you might think they're in, because the external forces are going the other direction. So in tension they're being pulled out, and in compression they're being pulled in, but the internal forces are going to be doing the opposite of that. And so we need to identify tension or compression in a member so that we can analyze what it's doing and make sure that the loads aren't more than what they can handle. Alright guys, that's it for trusses. If you want to learn more about how to analyze them, you can check out this video which goes over the joint method of analyzing, or you can watch this video which talks about the section method of analyzing these beams, and that goes over how to find the forces in each beam and whether they are in tension or compression. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.